Hey guys, I'm Kevin Tetz, working with LMC Truck to bring you guys some technical information and how-to videos that we hope are going to make your truck restoration project go even smoother. In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the dash pad on your 1981 through 87 GM pickup. So why would you need to replace the dash pad? We got a prime example. Check this out. Now we're obviously changing the color of our interior to black from maroon, so our dash pad needs changed out or painted anyways. But look at this. This is one of those inexpensive dash covers that's been siliconed in place, and it's covering cracks in the existing dash, and it itself has cracked up and broken. So strike two. The dash pad needs replaced. But check this out as well. The vents, they're sloppy. They're just worn out. It's 1987, it's 30 plus years, and it's just time for a change, so we're going to walk you through it. Replacing the dash pad is pretty straightforward, and we'll walk you through that. But in case you need air conditioning ducts or hardware, that's all available in the LMC Truck catalogs, including defroster ducts and the bezels to make it look brand new. You can also get a bunch of different versions of the gauge bezel, all the accessory brackets, including a high-performance gauge package that requires no cutting or drilling. You just got to wire it into your existing senders. Now, you probably won't need every single thing we've got laid out on the table, but it's nice to know that LMC Truck has everything that you'd possibly want to restore or refurbish or even customize your existing dash. Now, let's talk about tools. You can do this job with simple hand tools, a couple of different flavored screwdrivers, and a quarter drive set, standard and metric if you've got them. I always like a cordless drill. If I've got a straight shot to a screw, it just saves a little bit of time. Now, this plastic pry set, this comes in handy for a lot of interior projects, and LMC Truck has this in their catalog. All in all, I give this about a 2.5 out of 5 on a scale of difficulty. It's a bunch of screws, some of it's fiddly, but it's not that hard. Let's get it done. Now we've got about 12 screws, some radio knobs, and a couple of little fasteners to get rid of. Just keep track of your original fasteners and remember where they came from. Step one in replacing the dash pad is removing the instrument bezel. Make sure you keep track of the screws you remove since they're different lengths and they need to go back where they came from. Now this is the fiddly part. You don't want to get crazy. You want to make sure that your knobs are free, that you're not breaking it. And remember how you take it out, because it goes back in the same way. This is a 7mm. Keep track of them. And that should be all we need. Don't forget to take your protective film off before you put your logos in place. The spring steel retaining clips for the new dash are sold separately if you need new ones, and there's a little bit of technique for installing them. They slip in, this one lower tang here slips into this slot, and you push down at the same time as you twist. All right, and then the back end slips into the other groove, and that provides the spring steel tension to hold the front of the dash in place along the windshield. All right, we're going to install the bezel next, and we pre-assembled the Silverado emblem, and the vent pops into the bezel before it goes in the dash. Keep this in mind. You want to test fit your vents into the dash. Sometimes it can be a little snug, and you want to make sure it's free moving. Ours is not, so we had to trim a little bit off the other side. I'm going to trim some off this side as well. I'm using a very sharp, brand new single-edged razor blade. I'm going to set my vent in and take a look and see where I need to trim, and it's right across here. Important to use a sharp, sharp blade. And you want to just stay within the opening. Also keep in mind that you're not ruining your new dash. The bezel is going to cover all of this up. You're just trimming for clearance. Just don't let that blade get away. And don't cut yourself. Now we'll do a quick test fit and see where we're at. We got good clearance and a good fit. Now we can pop the vent into the bezel itself. There. Okay. There it is. Now we're ready. Now we can install our bezel into the dash. We're getting closer. Now before we start putting a bunch of brand new parts on our old dash, there's a little bit of housekeeping we're going to do, starting with the clear lens cover for the factory gauges. Now this is available from the LMC Truck catalog as a replacement, but ours just looks a little bit dusty, and I think it just needs cleaned up. So we're going to give that a shot. First thing we're going to do is use a glass cleaner on both sides and a clean microfiber and clean the dust off of this thing. Now I'm going to use a very mild polish, and again, another clean microfiber. Very important to use gentle pressure and a polish, not a compound. You don't want to scratch the plastic, and it's not very strong. It won't hold up to a whole lot of abuse. All right, I'm going to call this a successful failure because we cleaned it up. It looks much better, but we can see some scratches that are permanent. So we're going to put this back in. Since it's easy to remove, we'll just hit up lmctruck.com, get a new one. All right, a couple of screws, and this trim piece, which is the wrong color, comes out easily. We've got a color correct black one to go in its place. You can't put this in with the dash in place, so now's the time. You also have the option to color change these pieces, or even your dash pad if it's in good shape, with Color Bond spray, which is available in several different colors. We're going to replace our headlight pull switch. If you've ever been frustrated by this or ever wondered how, I'm going to show you. First, you got to get access to the switch itself. And in this truck, it's easy by removing this vent. Now, this little tab right here, this button is a release tab for the shaft of the switch. You've got to reach in there and fidget and press it. All right, you'll get the feel for it. You'll feel it when it's ready to come out. To reinstall the new one, just push it in, and we're ready. That is 2 minutes that is worth doing. Here it is. Perfect. After doing a quick test fit of the dash, there's one more thing that needs to be trimmed. You always want to test fit things first before you commit to it. And this flange right here is just part of the molding process, and we just need to trim it off. All right, give that a shot. You want to remember how you removed the dash. So you could put it in the opposite way. We've got a duct here that's got to go in first. Just go easy and slow. Take your time. Nice fit there. We're good across the window edge. All right. We're in. All you got to do here is drill the hole in the pad and make sure the screw lines up with the clip. And since this corner of the dash is just kind of floating, I went ahead and drilled another screw hole there just to hold it in place so we don't develop a rattle down the road. We're good. Before we put our bezel in, I've got another AC vent, and I've got this one here to compare to the old one, just to make sure I've got the vent in the correct way, and we're good to go. Have patience installing your instrument bezel. Go slow and be careful. Line up the ducts if you have an AC truck, and placing the shifter in first gear will give you a little bit of extra clearance as well. There we go. Now here, in hindsight, I should have waited to put the light switch in after the bezel went on. But just so you know, if you're in my position and you forget, you can do it both ways. All right, so I'm gonna use my awl to line up the other top screw and put one in on this side to hold it in place. There we go. Now we gotta drill the holes in the corner of our bezel, so we're gonna use a real light touch. There's through. All right. And lastly, the defrost grill. There. Replacing the dash pad in your vehicle is like the crown jewel on your interior. It makes such a difference. And we hope we've passed on some good tips to help you with your dash replacement or interior projects. Don't forget to look through the LMC Truck catalogs or go to lmctruck.com and get other ideas for products to make your restoration even better. I'm Kevin Tetz. Thanks for watching.